What up? A fucking chihuahua? Oh, baby chihuahua running across the side of the road. Dude, look, you fucking idiot. Alright, I'm gonna make a quick stop and then I gotta make a long drive. Gotta run in the store. I'll be back in just a minute. We're actually, so stupid enough, we're just running into the store to get smokes. I'm not buying them here. I'm going to the Indian casino. But you'll see it's a fucking long drive just to get to a store that's not, like this place right here is fucking, one pack of smokes is $17. Man, living in a small town's a trip. Like, so I ran into the store real quick, right? And like I said, I live in a fucking teeny tiny ass little town. There's less than 1,000 people in my town. So my wife had put a post on the community page up here on Facebook, letting everybody know that rattlesnakes are out. She kind of put a little video of us releasing the rattlesnake, which was just right over here to my right. But I walk in, and the dude that owns the store and the dude that owned the deli in there were like, "Hey, I saw your video," and started asking about it. And I'm like, "Holy shit, man. I didn't know she even put that video out." So now I went in there, got our Monster drink. They're freaking $4 for a Monster drink at that store. That's why I don't buy anything else there. And I try not to buy anything there if I don't have to. They have a deli in there. That place fucking smacks. That guy, Danny, that runs the deli, man, that dude makes a fucking sandwich. Jesus Christ, they're good. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got a gnarly glare on my phone screen, but if you see that road like thing going up over the hill in front of me, that's the border wall. We may, once I get to the store and get back, if you guys are up for it, we'll go check out the border wall. Right now, I just got to get to the freaking Indian store. I'm going to the Indian reservation because smokes there are $5 a pack, and smokes at the store that I just left are $17 a pack. So I basically, for the price of one pack, I get almost 4 packs. Like 3.5. This fucking guy in front of me. Oh, he's actually turning. I figured he was going to get on the freeway and go back to Arizona. There's Border Patrol sitting on the side of the road. This is it's trippy out here. It's like mountains and desert all in one. I kind of wish there were some trees and shit in these mountains, but there's not. There's a couple spots up here where the video might lag just because cell service sucks. But if so, just, it'll come right back. And I just got to get past that laggy spot. And I can't really, I can kind of almost see chat, but there's a gnarly glare, so it's like really hard to read chat. But I appreciate you guys being here, helping me out with the more you guys chat, even if it's with each other, it really helps me out. I'm trying to get this channel built up. Last I looked, I was like 445 subscribers. I'm hoping to hit that 500 mark. In the next, as soon as possible. But I need to get the watch hours up and all that bullshit. And apparently, YouTube doesn't like me because they don't really push my content out very far. I've got some killer content on the page, but YouTube just doesn't push it very far. So I posted up a video, a short, the other day, yesterday, I think. I was out on the boat, and one of the fire helicopters freaking popped in and started sucking up water out of the lake. There's a fire nearby. I figured that would get some views on the YouTube Shorts. YouTube didn't even push it. So, I mean, the titles were perfect. Dude, pick a lane, asshole. Oh, he's on his phone, that's why. The titles were good. I did all the hashtags. I've been kind of researching a little bit, like, how to title stuff to get it pushed out. And it still didn't push it out, which is weird, but it seems like, some of the lives are getting pushed out pretty good, but not all of them. So I'm trying to get those view hours up, those subscribers up, because the bigger the channel grows, the more I can do. I've got some really badass designs made up for the merchandise that I want to do. I've got some that are funny, some that are just straight up badass, like, hunting, off-roading, and fishing themed. I got a couple where, like, I have a largemouth bass up in a tree stand with a bow looking like it's shooting a deer out of the lake. Just like kind of spoof comedy shit. So I want to be able to get that up so that anybody that's interested can get it out and buy it. But beyond just the fact that it's, my channel's merch, some of these designs are bad fucking ass. So I want to get them out there. I just need to hit that mark where YouTube will actually let me advertise it. I'm working with a manufacturer. Goddamn, freaking cell service sucks right here. So what I was saying is, like, I'm working with the manufacturer right now to try to get costs down. Right now my cost for each shirt is like $18 plus shipping. So with shipping it comes out to like $24, or I'm sorry, $22. But I'm trying to get that down because, $22, that's a lot for a t-shirt, in my opinion. I want California Dreamin', what's up? Dig the name. That's my favorite spice from Grizzly Joe's. But if I can get that price down to a reasonable price, I don't want to have to charge $30 for a t-shirt. I want to be able to charge like, $15-20. So I need to get that price down. But I mean, I can get it down with a huge volume, but I don't want to order like 5,000 shirts where I need to buy a fucking shed to store them in. So I don't know, there's 10 of you guys in here. What do you guys think? On the way back, should we go hit the border wall? Check out the border? Hell yeah, thank you. We're about in NorCal. You guys want to see the border? Okay, cool. We still got a few minutes to get to the freaking store. And then obviously all the way back, but Chocot. Oh, okay. Smoke and Grow, what's up, brother? It's kind of a trip. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed like how the terrain changed. It went from straight just, boulders and bullshit to kind of like the Chaparral and Scrub Oak. And then down the road a little more, which I'm not going to go that far. But you guys will definitely see it during deer season, because I'm hitting the fucking deer season hard this year. But down the road a little more for me, I'm heading west right now towards San Diego. All of a sudden it'll turn into just straight like pine forest. So it goes from like desert rock to this scrub oak chaparral bullshit to forest. It's pretty badass. These are the areas out here of San Diego that you know, people that come out here on vacation will never even know this is out here. You know, they like to go to the beach and all this stupid tourist shit, but I'll tell you what, East San Diego County is bad freaking ass. The western edge of San Diego County, you know, down by the beach and all that bullshit, it's a shithole. Total shithole. Downtown San Diego smells like piss. It smells like a freaking urinal at a freaking concert. Like, you know, you go to Lollapalooza or freaking something like that, Coachella. Imagine the freaking smell if they only had like one freaking urinal or one porta shitter at Coachella or Lollapalooza. That's what downtown San Diego smells like lately. Absolutely nasty. Everywhere you go in downtown, it smells like piss. And then you can't walk 50 yards in downtown without seeing a homeless drug addict. Like me and the wife went down to a little spot down Bay last night, and I know some of you guys were there and watching it, but that parking lot down there was probably 40 people in that parking lot that were living in their cars. And then there was tents and shit all over the bay, which pisses me off, because they're living like, you know, they're living their back door, their back in the freaking bay, and they're not paying a damn thing. I live out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, my backyard opens up to tens of thousands of acres, but I'm paying a shitload of property tax. You know, I'm paying insurance, I'm paying all that shit. These guys are beachfront property, and they're not paying a penny. In fact, the city's giving them money, you know, because they're getting their EBT and all that shit, you know. It's getting ridiculous. Like, we went down to a spot that my mom used to take, you know, me and my sister as kids. I mean, I was, you know, 3, 4, 5 years old, running around down the bay down there, you know, still in diapers and shit. And it was beautiful. Great little spot for the family. Killer, you know, they had bonfire pits. You could barbecue down there. Killer spot to hang out for the day with the family, right? Now it's a drug-infested, homeless-ridden shithole. Like, I don't have kids, but there's no way in hell I would take my kids down there. And yeah, man, you can smell it, dude. It's like you can smell the homelessness in the air. And the meth, dude. Oh my God, don't get me started on the freaking, the broken pipes and the needles and all that shit everywhere. It pisses me off, because California used to be a beautiful place, you know. 20 years ago, everybody thought about California as like the laid-back hippie surfer with no worries. Everything was chill. Everything was calm. We didn't care about shit. And it was kind of like that. You know, it had this chill, killer, peaceful, like brotherly love vibe. Now, it's a fucking dump. I grew up here and I cannot wait to get out of here. But it's to the point where if you want to take your kids to the park, you got to go check the playground for human shit and use needles before you can let the kids play. Like, you almost got to take a rake and a shovel so you can rake up all the fucking needles and trash and shit on the playground. It's absolutely disgusting. And then while your kid's playing at the playground and you're sitting there keeping an eye on them, 10 people are going to ask you for cigarettes or money. All right, so we're pulling up to the Indian casino right now. This place has, oh, there's Border Patrol again. This place has got some of the cheapest gas in the county. Gas here is like $4.39, I think it is right now. But if you got like a regular Shell or Chevron or, Texaco, whatever, mainstream gas station, you're paying $6. So come on, guys, there's 26 of y'all in here watching. Let's hit that thumbs up. Let's get this YouTube algorithm going on. Let's get them to throw this channel out. I want to get this channel pushed out, and the likes and the subscribes and all that. I hate asking for them. I feel like a freaking homeless piece of shit beggar asking for them. I'm not homeless. I'm not a piece of shit, and I'm not a beggar. But asking for likes and subscribes makes me feel that way. But I've come to find out that doing some research, the likes and subscribes are a huge key to getting my channel pushed out more. All right, I'm going to run into the store here real quick. And then when I get back, we'll head back to the border wall and go check out the border wall. Wow. So, this is why I come to the Indian casino place to get smokes. I just bought 5 packs of cigarettes, which means I'm good for a few days. Um, 24 bucks for 5 packs of smokes. That's freaking incredible. My chat keeps freezing up, guys. Grow your own for sure. Jess, what's happening? All right, guys, let's if this lady will hurry hell up, I can't back up without running over her. Let's go check out the border. Only thing that sucks about coming in here is like the parking is so tight because of the gas pumps. But this little Jeep, man, this thing can go anywhere. I can get out of any spot. I wouldn't have been able to back out of that in my truck. Everybody thinks this little Jeep should be at the mall, man. There's nowhere I haven't found that this can go. This won't go. All right, so I don't know how well it shows up in the camera, but that's a pretty killer view back there. All right, guys, there's 14 watching and only 5 likes. Hit that thumbs up. Help me get this channel pushed out into the ether so that YouTube starts to like me. Apparently YouTube doesn't like me. They don't like to push my channel out or something. But I'm trying to get up to at least 500 this week on the subscriber count. I'm almost there. I was at 444 or something, 442 last time I checked. Oh, gnarly. So the lady in the store just talked me into trying a different brand of smokes that they have. They're, so I was smoking the American Spirit, right? The American Spirit Turquoise. They were $17 freaking a pack. So the ladies, I was talking to the lady at in the store in there, and you know, like I said, it's the Indian casino, so it's on the Indian reservation, so everything they have is actually cheaper. But she talked me into buying a pack of these smokes. They're called Native, and they're actually made by the tribes. And she goes, "Oh yeah, if you smoke the American Spirits, you're gonna like these." And I was kind of hesitant, but I did just buy a pack and lit one up while I was over there. And they're like the American Spirits. It's kind of a trip. They're $4.59 a pack. I don't know, anywhere else in the country you can get cigarettes for $4.59 a pack. Which I may actually switch to these. Alright. Yeah, it's a trip. Like this landscape's going to change again. What up, Dragon Lover? I'm trying to keep up with chat, but like trying to drive, and I got the glare on the phone screen. It's kind of hard to really see chat. Yeah, American Spirits are fucking extremely expensive, dude. Over 17 bucks, like 17 and change. But yeah, that's exactly right. We're rolling back to the border. which is basically, you know, we're rolling back home. My house is like, as the crow flies, like 300 or 400 yards from the border. Oh, I ain't gonna crash this Jeep. If you've ever watched any of my videos or any of that on my channel, you know there's two things I can do. Well, three things. I can ride a dirt bike, I can fish, and I can drive. You used to live next to the Mexican border? Where? Like what part of the country? I mean, there's only a couple states where you can live near the border, but it's a long border. You know, the sad thing is, like, Baja, you know, everybody thinks of Mexico, they think of like mainland Mexico, right? The little peninsula that sticks off of Mexico at the bottom of California. Oh, you see, you live in Yuma? I'm like an hour from Yuma. Look, I'm heading back home, but we're gonna stop by and check out the border wall on the way. But what I was saying was, the Baja Peninsula is one of the most beautiful spots on the planet. There's places down there where you get into some of these little back roads and, you know, trails and whatever back there, you know, and you'll go for days without seeing people. But you'll see some of the most beautiful shit you'll ever think you see. There's some rivers and streams and all kinds of shit that are just phenomenal down there. You can ride from the Pacific Ocean over to the Sea of Cortez in a couple hours. Most of it's, you know, dirt roads and shit, but you can get there in a couple hours. And the Sea of Cortez is beautiful. You go snorkeling in the Sea of Cortez, you got a chance of coming up on whale sharks, giant squid, all kinds of cool shit. Turtles. You're up near Prescott? Nice. Yeah, guys, hit that like and subscribe. We're about to hit the border here in just a minute. So I'll probably lose cell service again going through this little dead zone. But it'll pop right back. It'll be out for, you know, a minute or so at most. But check it out right here, like how we still got some of that little scrub oak, and then all of a sudden it's about to change to just boulders everywhere on the sides of the hills. Like right around this corner, there's all of a sudden it's like a hard line where all the vegetation changes. Like we go right through here and there's still a little bit of vegetation, but, you know, mostly boulder. And we get around the next corner and it's nothing but boulder. And everything over on the left side of the road, it's hard to tell, but everything a few months ago. There's actually a short on my channel of the big old freaking air tanker dumping the fire retardant on it. Alright, so yeah, lose service right there through that little spot. Alright, so yeah, lose service right there through that little spot. So we're about to, got about a mile and a half until we get off the freeway, and then, Oh yeah, that's one of the logos I'm gonna put out. I'm gonna put that on shirts and hats and all kinds of shit, Josie. And then on my community posts, there's a bunch more. Put up a little post with 10 different logos that I'm working with. So it looks like so far there's 3 that stand out that people like the most. So I might make those my first 3 that I put out. But if you go into my channel, into the community posts, you can see a bunch of the different logo ideas that I'm working with. So I want to put out a whole bunch, because I want to kind of do them. I want to build the SoCal brand. So it's not a profitable deal to, make t-shirts and all that shit, but some of the design ideas I came up with are just badass. And my whole goal with that is to basically just make some cool new shit for the hunting and fishing world and the off-road community, So, whether it's like, directly relates to my channel or not, I got some great ideas. Oh shit, I don't know if you guys saw the skid marks on the road right there, but somebody went straight solid off that road. It's like a good 50, 60 feet down the side. All right, so when I get here, or when I get off the freeway here, this gas station right here, I'll tell you the gas price right when I can see it. But check out on the top of the Chevron, like the facade thing that covers the gas pumps. You'll see it right here when I turn. And I'll kind of lag a little bit so you can see it real good. But up on top, there's a fucking helicopter parked up on top of the gas thing. So $5.99, $6.19, and $6.39. I think gas prices are so high because the guy would have to fucking pay for that helicopter he bought. Yeah, Josie, as soon as I get everything squared away with the manufacturer, I'll be dropping a link. I'm trying to get it down so where I can just drop ship them. That way everybody can kind of order the design they like in the color they want on the shirt and their size and whatever. And that way I don't have to order 500 freaking shirts and have to deal with the storage and going through finding all the sizes and all the colors and whatever for each person that wants one. If I can get it down just right, I can just drop the link, you click the link, you buy what you want, and it shows up at your freaking mailbox in a couple days. But as of right now, all the figures and numbers that I've ran, and I've spent a good bit of the last few days running the numbers. And as of right now, I'd have to charge $30 each one. And I don't want to do that. I do not want to charge $30 for a shirt. Hats, I couldn't believe how much a fucking hat costs to make. So your typical, average, everyday flex fit hat, to have a logo printed on it, you're looking at $35 to $40 per hat. That's worth it. So I'm trying to get it down to where I can get that price. I've to $3 a hat. I don't want my shit made in China. If I'm going to put out merchandise, it's going to be 100% American made. 100%. I don't want no freaking Chinese bullshit. None of that. I want it 110% American made by American people working for an American company in the American heartland. All right, I'm going to, right now we're about probably 200 yards from the border. So the next little left-hand turn I can make, we're going to hit the border wall. Oh, shit, I just passed it. All right, so I lied. The very next left-hand turn I can make, we'll hit the border wall. I just passed the first one because that road's kind of a little bit hidden. I mean, I'm in the Jeep. I can just take a left and go through and be fine, but I don't want to do that. I don't feel like going cross country today. But right up here past this old abandoned house, I know I can get in and get right up to the border wall right there. And then I know that as soon as I make this turn onto this little dirt road right here, Border Patrol's going to be all over me, watching me. But I'm cool with that. This is down where I released that rattlesnake the other day. So I'm sure they were kind of tripping out because I pulled up to the border wall. And, you know, right when you pull in, like, they're already watching me. Border Patrol's already watching me right here. But I'm kind of wondering how much they were tripping out when I pulled up the other day, jumped out of the freaking, we're in the wife's Blazer. Jumped out of the Blazer, grabbed the cooler out of the back, and released a freaking 5-foot rattlesnake. I'm sure Border Patrol was tripping on that when they saw it. But I released him right here in this field, so. See, they're up there on the hilltop to my right watching me. There's also one up on the hilltop to the left. Yeah, no coyote bullshit here, man. If I'm being a coyote, I'm shipping them back on the other side of the border. But they know my car. Like the Border Patrol agents out here, they do cruise through the neighborhood. So they've got a running list of who's out here and who's not, you know. There's a Border Patrol checkpoint on the freeway. And because of the fact that the wife drives through it, you know, 4 days a week on the way to work, they have her license plate tagged. And when you come up to the checkpoint, it populates your license plate on their little computer screen monitor there. So they know what's up. They, you know, and it's at the point now where they see her plate pop up and they just wave her through. They know she's a local, you know. So I don't know what the hell all this is. This is all new. I guess it's like supposed to be scarecrows for the illegals or something. I don't know. But let's we're at the gates also. Remember when they said they were going to put a gate in the border wall? I'll show you guys the gates. There's like, so there's couches and all kinds of shit here. I guess this is like a waiting area. It's a fucking waiting room for when you jump the border, I guess. So let me flip around here. Border Patrol is hardcore watching me. I can see them once I flip around. You see where the hill goes up right there? There's 2 Border Patrol vehicles up there, and I can see the one dude standing there with binoculars. So let's jump out and check out the border. I'll show you guys the wall. can't tell if he's rolling down here or not. No, they're just watching me. They're not going to roll down here. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to the border. So, here's the border wall. You can see it's like, I would say it's 30 feet tall. But that's it. That's the border wall. And then it goes all the way up over that hill right there. I drive up over that hill, but that is, I rode up there on the dirt bike. That thing is insanely steep. Like, I don't know how they made the road up that. It's fucking gnarly. It's absolutely gnarly. Coming down it, the other side's steeper than this side. Like, once you get up over the top and you go up and you crest it, that the side of that was so steep that I actually had to scoot back on the seat of the bike and take all the weight off of the front end because just riding down the hill, it wanted to freaking throw me over the front end. But here's the wall, right? And it goes, this road that I'm standing on and this border wall goes all the way out to the ocean. I'm a good 70 miles from the ocean, and this dirt road that I'm standing on goes that whole distance. So remember they said when they were building the wall, they were going to put the, Trump's like, oh, we'll put a gate. Here's the gates. So here's what they did. So it's hard to see on camera because of the way everything works, but this bottom section, you can see how there's that top rail right there across the section, and everything's buried down into the ground. Well, technically, they can put a chain hoist right here on these little hooks, and then up there on that roller, and they can hoist these gates up and open. Now, they're only, we're going to say, hip high to get, from the other side, because the other side's lower. If you look back there, that side is stationary. That doesn't move. It's all welded together. But if you open these, you have to crawl up under. These things are not going to open. There's no way to open them. But there's like 30 of them here probably. And then, there's more than that because they go down a good 200 yards down. There's more, these little gates continue all the way down quite a ways. And then up at the top, I don't know if you can see it. I'll see if I can zoom in on it a little bit. But that razor wire up there is fucking gnarly. I would not want to get caught up in that. And that goes the whole length of this thing. So you get caught up in that, you're done. I mean, it's just straight up razor blades all the way. Now, there's supposed to be, so they said recently, I heard a thing that there was like a 50-yard buffer zone that was like a no-go zone on the border that was considered like kind of a military line. Well, as you can see, I'm right here at the border, and Border Patrol is not going to really mess with me. They're sitting up there on the hilltop right up there watching me. I know for a fact they're watching me because I can see them. But they don't care. They know my Jeep. I know a lot of the border agents that are out here on a full-time basis. This is a tiny town. Like, that's the whole town over there. So, this is a very tiny town. There's less than 1,000 people in this town. So, Border Patrol knows who's here, who's not. So, they don't really mess with the locals. But now, if I were to roll up here in a vehicle they've never seen before, that's not local to the neighborhood, 100% chance they would be down here trying to figure out what I'm doing. But here's the trippy part, right? So you look this way, and we're looking north. You see all the trash and all the bullshit on the north side, right? And you'll notice it's just a big empty field. There's a little bit of greenery over there, right? It looks just totally shitty. But if you look through, and it's hard to see through the wall. I'll get up here. The Border Patrol's going to trip on this when I get right to the wall. But if you get up here, that's Mexico. My arm is sticking through the wall. That's Mexico. See how nice and green everything is comparatively? And, you know, it's not full of trash. There's, you know, cow shit all over the place because apparently there's cows on this side of the border. But it's nice and green and lush and like, I mean, I won't say lush, but if you look at the difference between that and then you come over here and look at that, it's night and day. And we're talking like, you know, what, probably 50 yards. It's kind of a trip. You would think the Mexican side, you know, the perception is that the Mexican side would be the worst side, but it's really not. Like, the Mexican side is actually nicer. There is a spot where this wall ends, where if you wanted to, you can just, you know, walk straight across. And there's been a few times that I've allegedly may or may not have taken the dirt bike into Mexico and illegally crossed the border on the way back. But, I mean, this is it. This is Trump's wall. This is the Trump wall. Yeah, there's definitely cattle over there. Absolutely, there's cattle over there. I've never seen them, so I don't know where they're coming from. But they're there. I almost want to... I know I can make it up that hill in the Jeep, like, no problem. It's just not worth it because that thing is so freaking steep. That hill is so absolutely steep that it'd be a stupid thing to try to freaking drive up that without another vehicle with me. But there's some spots out there. I mean, the view from the top of that hill is fucking amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But here's what gets me. So people cross the border, right? They go to the end of this wall, which is probably, I don't know, 5-6 miles east of where I'm at. We're facing east right now. So 5-6 miles on the back side of that hill, the mountains get pretty extreme. And I understand it's probably damn near impossible to build this wall up over those mountains. But people try to cross out there, and they got to cross into this shit. Like, I'll zoom in on that, and you can kind of see that is not very forgiving terrain back there. You know, if you don't know the area back there or whatever, you try to cross through that, you're gonna die. Especially this time of year. Right now, it's 102 degrees right now. And today is like the coolest day we've had in the last week. So, you know, you try to get through there, back there. You're not going to survive it. You're not going to survive it. So, you know, there's water to be found back there, but you're not going to be able to drink it. Unless you know, boil it twice, maybe 3 times. Hey, Cindy, welcome in. So, Cindy, let me show you where we're at right now. We're at the border wall. This is the border. That is the big, beautiful Trump wall. It's big. It ain't beautiful. But, you know, it's big. And it works. So it's a trip. These are the gates that he said he was going to put in for all you guys that just got in here. So you can see these little half gates right here. There's the hooks on the top right there. They can hook a chain up to the thing up there and open these gates. But you know, you look at the bottom of it, they're never been opened, and it's probably damn near impossible to actually open them. But like I was saying, the Mexican side is just so nice. Like you look over on the Mexican side, and it's nice and green, and bushes and Palo Verde trees back there are looking good. And then you come across, and you got nothing, absolutely nothing. Got a bunch of trash, and we got like a waiting room over here. I don't know. These couches and shit are new. They weren't here the other day. So somebody built a waiting room. So I guess what happens now is like you jump the border wall and you come sit in the chair and put your feet up. Or, sit on one of the couches and kick back and relax and wait for Border Patrol to come get you. And then once they come get you, then they just, take whatever fake name you give them. They'll hand you a cell phone or an EBT card and let you go on your merry way. But I don't know what all this is all about all of a sudden. This wasn't here a couple days ago. So, there's actually, oh, look at this. I've got to watch out where I walk because I know for a damn fact there's rattlesnakes out here because I released one right over there in the field the other day. Here's some rebar. And I know exactly what I can use this rebar for. I know Cindy knows what I can use this rebar for. She's the one that inspired me to build the rod holder that'll use the rebar. I'm gonna have to come back with the truck and get this. It won't fit in the Jeep. But these are perfect size too. They're like, what, probably 15 inches long on some of these little vertical posts. Looks like somebody tried to build a ladder to cross the border with. But I'm gonna come back and hell yeah, I'm gonna come back and grab some of this rebar later because that'll be perfect for the rod holder. That'll be absolutely perfect. Good size too. I may be able to do it so I don't have to cut it down. There's freaking pipe corral panels out here now, which I could actually use these pipes as well. There's a few projects I want to do around the house that these would actually work really bitchin' for some of the stuff I want to do in the backyard. But now I don't know what the hell this is. Is this like it can't be a scare. I guess it's like a scare illegal, not a scarecrow. I guess it's to like show the illegals that, if you cross the border here, we'll crucify your ass. I don't know what that's all about. Oh yeah, I got my battery powered grinder that I can bring out here and cut that shit with. But that's what, probably 8-10 feet long. I just throw that in the back of the truck and call it good. So up here on top of the little, you see where the hill goes up there, the Border Patrol's sitting up there. And then that peak right there, that's like the biggest, highest peak in the area. And up on top of that is where the military's hanging out. So we've got Army that hangs out up there, and they have some gnarly equipment for like, binoculars and telescopes and all that. Like those guys on that hill, I know the guys up here have already hit the radio, and there's been radio chatter that I'm here 100%. There's no question about it. Because you can see over here another Border Patrol creeping up on me. That guy, he's going to kind of creep in. He might come down this way. But up on that hilltop, some of the equipment they have is gnarly. They can read the freaking lettering on my shirt from that hilltop right there. And that's a good, probably, I'll call that a mile from here to the top. So, and that's my backyard right there. You guys see all that? So I'll zoom in a little bit, but that's kind of the town. But all of that back there, that's my backyard. Like my back gate opens up to all of that. So I'm on the last street in our little town before you get to those hills. And you open my back gate, and there's videos on my channel where, you know, it says like, I think the title's like ripping the backyard or something on the dirt bike. I actually went around. You can go up my street and go around the end of the houses and get in and ride through. Normally, I just go up the street and go into the backwash there because I have a water setup thing for the animals connected to my gate. So to open my back gate, I got to disconnect all that. It's a pain in the ass. So I just go up around the corner and into the wash. But I ride all of this on the dirt bike. Hey, no long. So one of these mods, get that Palestine faggot out of here. Ban him from this channel, please. Ban him. Ban him and report him. These idiots talking about Palestine, man, they need a history lesson. But yeah, all of this, so, you know, back to what we were saying. All of this out here is BLM land back there in the hills. I was considering actually deer hunting it back there, but it's just not very hospitable. There's deer back there, but I'm a bow hunter, and I'm not going to do the spot and stalk through all that stuff because it's just way too much. I mean, I can make it back there. There's deep trails and all kinds of stuff back there that I could go drive way back in, and I've seen some monster deer back there, but it's just not worth it. So yeah, guys, here's like I said, there's the border wall. And then I kind of want to drive up and talk to the BP agents, but I know how they are. I know, you know, I know quite a few of them because, like I said, there's my whole town. My entire town goes from, so my entire town goes from right there to right there is the edge of town. I mean, that's it. There's, you know, when I say we're rural, we are rural. Like, you guys saw how long it took me to drive just to go to the store to get a pack of smokes, you know. It's a 30-minute drive there and back. And then, so the chick at the store turned me on to these, right? These are freaking $4 a pack. And they're almost exactly like the American Spirit. So I could buy 4 of those for the price of one of the American Spirit packs. But anyway, like, let's get back to the border thing. So in the last 7 months, basically 6.5 months, border traffic out here has gone from absolutely insane to where there was 70, 80, 100 people that would be crossing in a group on the back side of that hill right there. Now, we haven't had a single person try to cross that back there in the last couple months. It's dramatic, the change in the flow coming south to north. So it's just incredible. But I mean, like I said too, it kind of baffles me how you go over here. So I'm going to stick you guys are actually in Mexico. Put my arm through the wall, you're in Mexico, but you can see how it's nice and green and there's good vegetation and all that. You know, but you come over on this side and it's just dead brown. The spaces in the wall, they are, I'll show you, well, there's a lighter, so they're not that far. They're, you know, maybe maybe 6 inches, maybe 6 inches apart. Like, you're not slipping through that. I got I put my hand through, but there's no way, like, if I were to get my shoulder up into there, my shoulder would get stuck. Why is it green on the other side? That's the $1 million question. Damn wind. Oh, BP's. Oh, no, I already know BP's watching me. There's two. I'll zoom in and see if you can see them on camera. There's two of them sitting right there watching me. You see that little hump in the hill? They're watching me 100%. Guarantee you, they're sitting there watching me with some really, really high power binoculars. They can read the license plate on my Jeep from where they're at. Diana, yes, we are at the wall. We are at the border wall. Which is kind of like my front yard because my house is just a few hundred yards over that way. I don't know if I can zoom in. I don't know if you can see. So you see right back here, there's that little you kind of see the dirt road that comes down. That dirt road ends up at my backyard, like at my back fence. So if you look at the video of my page where it says something about like ripping the backyard, I forget what the title of the video is, but it's something about riding the backyard on the dirt bike is the title of it, something to that nature. That's all that stuff back there. You know, I was riding all through back there. I have another video where I actually got on the bike and rode the whole length of this wall. Well, not the whole length, but you know, a good 10, 12, 15 mile length of the border wall. So that video is kind of cool. It's a long form video on my channel, but it shows, you know, it shows going up over that hill, how steep that actually is. Like that's heading east right there. So what I did was I started off kind of, if you guys see that little building right there, I started off, actually no, I started at the base of the hill right there, and I went up over that hill and I came back down through all this and up and over that, all the way to the end of the road. Because on the back side of that hill, it flattens out kind of like this valley I'm in right here, and then it hits another hill that is like these, you know, it's, you hit that basically. So it's damn near impossible to get up over that. Plus it's all, you know, full of scrub oak and all that shit. So they actually end the wall right there. The border wall actually does end at the hill on the back side of this hill. So like 2 hills over from where I'm standing, the border wall ends. And if you're really crazy, you can just walk right around the end of the fucking wall. Now, last time I was out there at the end of the wall, and I don't get cell service out there, so I can't do a live out there. But last time I was out there at the end of the wall, the Mexican military was setting up a little makeshift camp at the end. So on the Mexican side, you have the Mexican military, and they actually had like some of their tents and shit tied to the border wall. So you're not getting past them unless you pay them the right amount of money. And then on this side, on the U.S. side, there was Border Patrol had a nice little setup out there. So there's always somebody out there at the end of the wall. But I mean, this is it. This thing goes for miles. So that's looking east, right? That's looking basically towards Arizona. And then if we go this way, this road right here, if you look at, if you go on Google Earth and find the U.S.-Mexico border, you know, it's the easiest way is to look for the San Diego and Tijuana border and then just, you know, find the border wall. This road right here goes all the way out to the freaking ocean. So I could hop on the dirt bike right here and ride the 70, I think it's like 78 miles west. I could ride that whole distance on the dirt bike and end up at the beach. So, and it'd probably be faster than taking the freeway because there's no traffic. The only traffic I'll encounter out here is a couple border patrol agents here and there. There is a spot west of here where it is still pretty gnarly for the illegal activity and the cartels. They still have daily crossings out there, but back this way, back to the east, a month or two ago, about a mile and a half from where the wall actually ends, there's a hill out there. It's called Blue Angels Peak, and there was a couple hikers that were going, I don't know what the hell they were doing out there. There is some cool stuff out there to go check out, some cool little hiking spots and stuff, but they were out there hiking and ended up in a shootout with the Mexican cartels. The one guy was from Canada, one guy was from America, and I don't know the full details of why they were there, and you know, why one dude was American, why one was Canadian. I'm assuming it was like, you know, buddies lives up in Canada, came down to visit. They went out to hike these spots, but they got shot and all their shit robbed by the Mexican cartel. They did live, but it was pretty gnarly, you know, like you don't expect to go hiking and all of a sudden you're dealing with a Mexican cartel getting shot. So that was kind of an interesting deal. But what really gets me is like how just green it is on the Mexican side. You know, you go into the Mexican side and it's nice and green. You come over to the US side and it's dead and brown. There is a green patch right there, but that just tells me there's good groundwater right there. So there's no actual water flow out here. You know, there's no lakes, rivers, streams, none of that. The nearest lake to me is 30 miles that way. So, and that's where you see me when I'm fishing live. I'm 30 miles from west of here. But, you know, I don't understand why this little patch over here is green, but everything else on the Mexican side's green, and the rest over here is dead. And then straight across, you see that little tree line right there? That opens up into another field just like this one right here. And there's a solar company that wants to come out and put a giant ass solar farm out there. And all the people in our little town are like, yeah, that's not going to happen. There's people threatening to like burn it down every time they try to build it. People saying that, you know, if you bring the construction equipment out, we're going to light your construction equipment on fire. So it's become a big bad issue out here. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to wrap this up because it's, let's see what the weather says. It is 106 degrees right here. So I'm gonna get out of here in just a second because I'm fucking sweating my ass off. Need to go to the post office and all that too. So I'm expecting a package from Tennessee, and I don't know what the deal is with the post office, but they're lagging. So I gotta go check the mailbox and see what's there. I got some other stuff that's supposed to be coming too. So, but y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm trying to get this channel built up to where I can actually get to the point where I can drop the merch links and all that for everybody. And like I said, once I do drop the merch, it's not all going to be just about my channel. It's going to be a bunch of different designs of, you know, just outdoor type stuff. So, you know, we're talking like your Uncle Bob that's a deer hunter. We're going to have a cool ass deer hunter shirt that you can get Uncle Bob for Christmas or whatever. and I'm going to try to keep everything under 20 bucks if possible. But you know, it's difficult working with the manufacturers and getting prices down because they're greedy these days. But I'm going to keep everything American made. Nothing will be made outside of America. So we'll see what happens with it. But right now I got all the stuff in play. I got all the balls rolling, all the dice are falling, all the chips are moving, to get everything going. It's really right now the biggest thing is, you know, I don't want to do like an Etsy shop or, you know, Amazon or any of that kind of crap. I'm not going to go sit my happy ass down at the swap meet or the farmer's market or any of that. I just want to be able to post up a link on my channel and have you guys pick the design you want and the color you want, you know, the color of the shirt, whatever, your size, all that, and just order what you like. So I have, like I said, if you go into my community pages, you know, there's a post on my community pages with a bunch of the different logos and design ideas I'm working with. So go check that out. Look at the different designs. Let me know which ones you guys think you like the best. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like the top 3, and those will be the first ones that I push out, and then go from there. Yeah, these kids and these trolls are stupid. School's out, and all these kids don't have parents that actually parent. So these kids get away with freaking anything they want. You know, they're the type of kids that you go to Walmart or, you know, wherever, Costco, and they see their new stupid toy they want, and the mom and dad won't buy it for them, and the kid throws a freaking temper tantrum. Those are the same ones that are trolling everybody's channels lately. So yeah, well, we're working on it. We're working on it. But nobody comes through Canada. Exactly. I mean, I have heard a few stories of people crossing the southern border, making their way all the way up into Canada, but that's rare. That's super rare. And, you know, the Americans that want to go to Canada, we want to go up there and check it out and go up on vacation and hunt and fish and have a great old time. We're not there to screw up Canada. So anyway, guys, I'm going to jump out of here. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. Wasted time in my day. I mean, it's not wasted time, but I've basically what I'm doing is procrastinating on a bunch of shit I got to do at the house. So, you know, Cindy, no, I have not got that. That's why I'm going to the post office today to double check. Our post office out here sucks. They're only open like 4 hours a day. So I got to get to the post office before they close. I got like 2 hours left, but I've been lagging on going over there. Last time I checked the mail was like Thursday. So, oh, nice, Extreme. Yeah, Victorville's a few hours north of me, but you're closer to Diana than you are to me. But anyway, like I said, I've been procrastinating on doing a bunch of shit at the house. I ripped out the AC system last week, replaced all of it, and I haven't finished cleaning up all the mess. And, you know, as you guys probably saw from the video I did the other night, that mess has given the rattlesnakes a good little spot to come chill. So I was sitting on the back patio the other night and damn near stepped on a rattlesnake. So anyway, guys, I'm going to, I'll let you guys see the ride out of here. And then once I hit the main road, I'm going to go ahead and kill the live stream, go home. I got to go check the mail. Got to go home and get some stuff done in the yard. So let's rock out to some Metallica on the way out of here. And like I said, as soon as I hit the pavement, I'm going to kill this.
pioneers who started it all.
Man, I'll tell you what, the Aussie channel on Sirius Radio, sometimes it rocks, sometimes it sucks. Look at all this crap, man. Like, what the hell's the deal with all this shit? That all belongs to the one homeless dude we have in this town. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and kill this. I'm about a minute away from the post office. So I need to get home. I need to go check the post office. I need to get home and do some stuff. Got to get that backyard taken care of. Get the rattlesnake stuff under control. Right now, my backyard's just an open invitation for rattlesnakes. And I don't want to be sitting at the patio table and step on another one. So I'm going to go check the mail. I got something from Cindy that's supposed to be here, so we'll see if it's here. Hopefully it is. And I'm going to go do my shit at the house. So hit that like and subscribe button, guys. And we'll see you guys. I might go fishing tomorrow. Really depends on what I get done today. But for sure, 100%, we're going to be fishing Friday. And we're going to be doing a split screen live with me and the wife. So we'll be able to get two really cool different points of view. So we'll see you guys Friday at the latest. And maybe tomorrow, depending on what I get done today. Peace, guys. Thanks for being here. Remember, make somebody's day and tell them to fuck off.